Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. We're going to look quickly at the 88 Films September announcements that have come out. Whole bunch of titles here, some that are reissues or repackaging of certain things, some new films included as well. So let's just dive in and have a look. So they say here September is jam-packed with new titles from eye-popping Italian horror to raunchy Cat 3 madness. We cover it all. So first up we have a 4K UHD of Amazonia, the Catherine Miles story, which is number 42 in the Italian collection and has been previously released on Blu-ray. In fact, I've got my copy here of this Schiavi Bianchi, White Slave, I think it is. So yeah, I have seen this one. This is one that I picked up a long time ago. I enjoy this one. I do like cannibal films. It's a little bit, well, it's exactly what you would expect of it if you've experienced these kind of things before. On the day of her 18th birthday, young English woman Catherine Miles and her Brazilian-based parents travel down the mighty Amazon River, but their boat is attacked, her parents murdered, and Catherine is carried off by the Indians. Deep into the savage jungle and a world few white people have ever seen, this is the story of what she found, not just the primitive violence, but also the untamed passion. You know, blonde women brought into this tribe, treated spectacularly as she sees the violence going on, people trying to save her. It's exactly what you'd expect. I like it a lot, super fun. Next up, we have Delirium, which is another upgrade on the Italian collection, going to 4K UHD. Again, here is my copy of Delirium here. Delirium is fantastic. One of those twisted gialli that has some really strong imagery in it as well, directed by Lamberto Bavo. So we have Gloria, a model turned magazine owner, is having a terrible time keeping her buxom talent alive. A crazed fan of the ex-model is picking off her new starlets one by one and sending grotesque photographs of their bodily craftsmanship to the poor mogul. As the threat and bodies continue to mount, Gloria must discover who is this madman before she becomes the ultimate model for the lunatic's chopping block. Great characters here. The perverted neighbour is one of the highlights. I have reviewed this film twice already. I did the Italian collection Blu-ray, and then I covered the 4K disc that came out in America a year or two ago. Absolutely wonderful giallo film. Next up, we have Armour of God 1 and 2. So what's better than good Jackie Chan film? Why, two good Jackie Chan films, of course. And these two are a pair of his best. Both showcase of his most popular characters, the Asian Hawk, a two-fisted archaeologist who tracks down priceless relics. In Armour of God, he's looking for religious artifacts while battling an evil cult bent on global destruction. I like these series a lot. I think Armour of God is particularly fun. Personally, Operation Condor is one of the movies that made me just love Jackie Chan. It made me go back to his films again and again, and absolutely would recommend that. It's a great double pack if you didn't pick up the individual releases. Next up, we have another Chuck Norris film, one that I haven't seen in the longest time. So I may pick this up because in the 80s, it was a time of ninjas, and I couldn't get enough ninja films. Ninjas were supposed to have died out 300 years ago. So who are those guys trying to kill Scott James? Someone's training ninjas to use as a terrorist mercenaries. An ex-martial arts champ, Scott, played none other than Chuck Norris, thinks he knows who it is. But can he find them and stop them before their evil plan comes to fruition? Of course he can. He's Chuck Norris. Yeah, again, not seen it in a number of years. I would love to revisit that one, so it's going to be something that I check out at some point. Then we have Hard 8, which feels completely different to the rest of the films that we're getting here. John, a half-bright loser stranded in Reno, is down on his last few bucks when Sydney, taking pity on him, offers a few tips on making money in the casinos, and they have a great run in Reno until John hooks up with Clementine, a part-time prostitute, and Jimmy, a slick casino insider. Now a bungled ransom scheme threatens to turn all of their lives upside down. I really enjoy this film. Paul Thomas Anderson, made this before he went on and really became who he was after this. But great cast, great story, really fun film. Feels very, like I said, different to everything else that's coming out from 88 films. But I like that they're kind of dipping their toes into these kind of movies. Then we have the Cat 3 Madness, which is Sex and the Emperor. The title tells you all you need to know. Set at the highest levels of imperial China, Sex and the Emperor is full of palace intrigue and lots of sex and a little bit of torture. It's told through the eyes of Lee, a servant who isn't quite the eunuch he's meant to be. Nonetheless, he does the Emperor's bidding, whether helping him perv over women, rescue his favourite concubine from a whorehouse, or deal with his enemies. Again, looking at the trailer, which looks incredibly censored, it looks interesting enough. Not sure if I'm sold on it. The fact that it's Cat 3 makes me a little bit interested. Then we have The Haunted Cop Shop. Looking at the cover, it looks kind of cheap. It looks kind of silly. And for some reason, it really draws me in. It looks like the kind of thing I want to see. It feels as though it's been marketed as like the Mr. Vampire or the kind of horror ones that came out in the mid to early 80s. Before he became the darling of the art houses, Wong Kar-wai co-wrote this body horror comedy set in a police precinct that was previously a hangout for Japanese soldiers during the war. The spirits of those who died there are restless and looking for living victims. It's up to slacker cops Jackie Chung and Ricky Hugh to silence the unquiet dead once more. Look, this is one of those movies I know exactly what I'm going to get. It's not going to be great. It won't be awful. It'll fall firmly in the middle. It will fit into that Mr. Vampire series or the Encounters of the Spooky Kind, that kind of film. But I want that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's one that I'm going to pick up. Then we have a US release date for the Inspector Wears Skirts Complete Collection. The Inspector Wears Skirts is an all-encompassing Blu-ray box set which collects 4 action comedy films following a team of female police officers in Hong Kong as they train, clash with rivals, go undercover, and battle criminals and terrorists in increasingly dangerous missions, combining martial arts, slapstick humour, explosive stunt work, and ensemble camaraderie. I have covered all 4 of these movies already. The first is definitely the strongest, and there is some inconsistencies within the series, but I enjoyed visiting it. And finally, we have Helter Skelter, which is a US-only release. Top model and fashion idol Lilico is used to being the centre of attention, the living epicenter of her own universe of a multimedia-saturated hyper-reality in which everything is airbrushed and colour-adjusted to perfection. When she begins to suffer traumatic side effects for her repeated illegal cosmetic surgery sessions, she finds fame comes at a cost as she is plunged into a nightmarish world where her sense of self-image and identity begin to fracture. I don't really know too much about this one. Read a little bit into it. Seems to have a good reputation. Sounds like something that's entirely pertinent, even more so today. And then we have the US release of Dragons Forever, which I've got a review on the channel. Jackie Leung is hired by a seedy proprietor of a chemical works to defend against an injunction filed by the owner of a fishery. The hotshot lawyer subsequently avails the talents of acquaintances Wong Fei-hung and Tung Tak Bao to assist in the case, but finds himself romantically involved with a relative of the opposition as he struggles to maintain both professional and personal interests while upholding justice. Dragons Forever is great. It's got an incredible fight sequence at the end of it, which is just jaw-dropping and is absolutely worth checking out. If you haven't seen this one for some reason, Dragons Forever is absolutely worth your time. For me, there is a lot of standouts here. And it's personal only. The Haunted Cop Shop, which is an American-only release, is something I'm really interested in. I wonder if Eureka are going to bring that here, because they've done similar kind of films before. The Octagon, yeah, I probably need to pick that up at some point. And if you haven't got Delirium in 4K, strongly recommend picking that one up. I'd love to know your thoughts on these announcements. Is there anything here that you go, that's really interesting, I want that? Is there a film you've seen before that you want to drop a little comment, let people know more about this one, whether you love it or hate it and why? That would be fantastic as well. There is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.